This is the story of 23-year-old Zaria McKeever, who on November 8, 2022 was murdered by two teenagers at the order of her ex-boyfriend Eric Dewan Haynes of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Haynes ordered his two friends, a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old, to go into his ex-girlfriend's apartment and kill her new
in Brooklyn Park, where a young mother is dead and her ex-boyfriend is accused of giving a gun to the two teenagers who shot her.
This sad story takes us to Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. A city nestled along the Mississippi River, Brooklyn Park features almost 2,000 acres of parkland, 2 golf courses and 120 miles of trails for outdoor enthusiasts. Brooklyn Park is in Hennepin County and is one of the best places to live in Minnesota. Zaria McKeever was a 23-year-old mother of a beautiful girl. She was intelligent, beautiful, kind-hearted, and always had a smile lighting up every room she stepped in. Zaria had dated someone in the past who she had a baby with named Eric Haynes. Eric Haynes, 22-year-old, was the father of Zaria's daughter. They had broken up after having a child together, and Zaria would go ahead to have another boyfriend. Eric became very jealous. He would constantly follow McKeever and threatened her new boyfriend. Eric would threaten and harass Zaria through phone, text, and in person for weeks continuously. Video footage from the apartment complex shows a vehicle associated with Eric at the complex following Zaria numerous times. On November 8, 2022, after much harassments and stalking, Zaria's ex-boyfriend decided to step it up. Eric directed 2 juveniles aged 16 and 17 to go kill Zaria's new boyfriend. Early Tuesday morning, Haynes gave a gun to the 2 teenagers, drove them to an apartment where Zaria's boyfriend lived on the 6300 block of Zane Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, near Minneapolis, and told them to kill him and also kill Zaria if she got in their way. As Eric was waiting in a car, the teens kicked in the door to the boyfriend's apartment and shot Zaria multiple times, killing her. The boyfriend, who was in the bathroom when the teens forced their way into the apartment, escaped out a window and called 911 around 2:34 a.m. The teens fired the gun recklessly several times into the apartment and also managed to hit one of their own, the 17-year-old. Surveillance footage from the apartment shows 2 people leaving the apartment shortly after the shooting. One of them was limping, while the other was trying to help. When police arrived, they found Zaria lying on the floor and not moving with a bullet injury to her lower abdomen. She was later pronounced dead by emergency medical personnel. The Hennepin County Medical Examiner's Office said Zaria died of multiple gunshot wounds. There were multiple bullet holes throughout the apartment, near the bedroom and bathroom. There was also damage to the frame of the door, indicating a forced entry. After fleeing the scene of the homicide, all parties returned to a local hotel that they had been staying at. The juvenile suspect that was incidentally shot needed medical care and was later brought to the hospital by 2 other individuals. The 2 other individuals utilized the same car that was initially used as a getaway vehicle in the homicide to transport the wounded party to the hospital. Police were able to intercept all parties at the hospital and identified them as being involved in the homicide. Police recognized the getaway vehicle and placed all parties under arrest at the hospital.
A life taken too soon. A 23-year-old Brooklyn Park woman shot and killed over what her loved ones say was an act of pure jealousy and hate. Investigators say the ex-boyfriend of 23-year-old Zaria McKeever recruited 2 teenagers to help him beat up McKeever's boyfriend. Instead, McKeever ended up shot and killed.
During an interview with police, Eric said he was mad over their relationship ending and her new boyfriend. He admitted that his involvement with the 2 teenage suspects, giving them a gun and telling them to beat up his ex's new boyfriend. Eric stated that he and the 2 teenagers knocked on the door together but no one answered. He then went to sit in the car while the other 2 broke into the apartment. The teens implicated Haynes in the incident, confirming that Haynes had given them the gun and told them to shoot McKeever's boyfriend. The teens claimed McKeever had a knife when they kicked in the door, and the 15-year-old fired multiple shots at McKeever before they ran away to meet up with Haynes. The 17-year-old was shot in the leg and Haynes took him to get medical attention. Video footage from the apartment confirmed the boyfriend's story and also showed a vehicle associated with Haynes at the apartment several times in the days before the shooting.
It's just so messed up that this is her story, you know?
Police said that she was killed inside her Brooklyn Park home this week. 2 teenagers are among those charged in her death. And as WCCO's Alan Henry reports, the victim's sister thinks that she died protecting someone else.
Pure evil and jealousy, that's what led to it.
Tiffany Epps says Monday was a typical day, with one exception.
Me and my sister went somewhere, and her child's father was following us.
It was just after 2:30 on Tuesday morning that Brooklyn Park officers were dispatched to these apartments on a possible home invasion. When they arrived, they found 23-year-old Zaria McKeever shot multiple times.
Police say this man, 23-year-old Eric Haynes, McKeever's ex, had been harassing and following her for weeks.
She was better in her life, and she knew that he was the downfall, and he was, part of the reason why things were going the way they were for her.
Police say Haynes admitted to buying a gun and giving it to 2 teenagers. He told them to break in and beat up the victim's new boyfriend while he waited in the car.
So you found someone that was dumber than you, and you had them do this. Now all you guys' life are ruined. You guys ruined our lives, took her away from us and her daughter. It's crazy. All for what?
It's unclear why her sister was the one killed, but Epps has a theory.
Knowing her, she thought she could defuse the situation because she knew the guys. They were her baby dad's friends.
Epps is hoping her sister's story saves someone else.
If you see signs, if you notice things, if you get vibes about people, start calling police and making reports and protect yourself by any means, because you never know what could happen.
Alan Henry, WCCO 4 News.
Prosecutors charge Haynes and the 2 juveniles involved in the shooting with murder. Haynes' bail is set at $1 million. He is in court next week.
With the help of K-9 unit, officers found a gun that matched the discharged cartridge casings in McKeever's apartment hidden in the wheel well of a Dodge Charger that was parked nearby. Eric is now charged with both intentional and unintentional second-degree murder in McKeever's killing. The Hennepin County Attorney's Office confirmed it has juvenile petitions out for the 2 teens as well, and prosecutors intend to file a motion to move their cases to adult court. Haynes is scheduled to make his first court appearance on Monday afternoon. If convicted, second-degree murder carries a penalty of up to 40 years in jail.
Now the victim's sister is speaking out about the red flags they saw and sadly underestimated. Lou Raguse spoke with her today. Lou?
Julie and Rena, Tiffany Epps was pregnant the same time as her younger sister, Zaria McKeever. Their kids are the same age, and now Zaria's daughter will have to grow up without her mom. Tiffany Epps says her younger sister, Zaria McKeever, was born to be a mom.
She planned to be a mom before she was a mom. She already had names picked out, things that she wanted to do.
But Tiffany says the man Zaria had her baby Zenadior with was not the man she was meant to be with long term.
We were just like, why are you with the person like this when you could do so much better,
She says Eric Haynes, after Zaria broke up with him, got jealous and would follow her, threatening Zaria's new boyfriend.
He said that. He told us that day. He told us to watch what's going to happen to your boyfriend. We both, I guess, just underestimated him.
According to the criminal complaint, Haynes admitted to police he gave a gun to 2 teens he knows and drove them to Zaria's boyfriend's apartment to beat him up. The complaint goes on to say, with Haynes in the car outside, the teens kicked in the apartment door and shot and killed Zaria. Her sister Tiffany believes Zaria was protecting her boyfriend and thought she could de-escalate.
She thought she could, calm him down or get him to leave, and if her new boyfriend was out of sight, then everything would be good,
Now, with Zaria gone, Tiffany says she will help raise little Zenadior and make sure she grows up knowing the kind of person her mom was.
We got so many memories, but we're just going to continue to show her and tell her, and she's definitely going to be loved.
Tiffany is hoping prosecutors will increase the charge to first-degree murder, considering, according to the criminal complaint, they have video evidence of stalking leading up to the shooting.
A GoFundMe page has been set up to pay for funeral expenses for McKeever and provide support for her baby girl. Our condolences to the friends and family of Zaria. May Zaria's memory be a blessing for her family and for all who knew her, and may her life and death be an inspiration and a turning point towards justice and increased protection for domestic abuse survivors. Please stay safe and see you guys in the next